Hey, Shakespeare Shakers, and welcome to A Rose by Any Other Name, the podcast that makes Shakespeare less of a tragedy and more of a triumph for your brain. I'm Mr. Rose, and in our fifth episode today, we've arrived at the big one Act 1, Scene 5, where love sparks, swords clench, and sin is swapped through a kiss. Yup, we've made it to the Capulet party. In our scene summary, we're looking at a feast, a flirt, and a fight waiting to happen. The Capulet house is alive with music, dancing, and feast day chaos. Servants rush around trying to manage everything and sneak a few bites of food along the way. Lord Capulet works the room like the host of Verona's hottest masquerade ball, encouraging guests to dance and be merry. And then, across the room, Romeo sees Juliet. Instantly, Rosalind is history. Romeo's exact words: "Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw a beauty till this night." Okay, it's a little dramatic, but welcome to Romeo. While he's caught in Cupid's headlights, Tybalt hears his voice and recognizes him as a Montague and wants to fight. He calls for his sword, but Lord Capulet shuts it down, saying that Romeo's not causing any trouble and he's actually well liked in Verona. Tybalt is furious but obeys, for now. Meanwhile, Romeo approaches Juliet, and their first conversation becomes a shared sonnet, a perfect 14-line poem full of religious metaphors. Romeo calls Juliet a saint and himself a humble pilgrim. Their dialogue is pure poetry, literally. Juliet doesn't shy away. She matches his wit and they kiss twice. But before they can swap phone numbers, or whatever the 1300s version of that was, the nurse arrives to tell Juliet her mother wants to speak with her. Romeo learns Juliet is a Capulet, and Juliet learns that Romeo is a Montague. And just like that, love is born, and so is the tension. In our theme talk today, we're going to be looking at love, fate, and first impressions. This scene gives us the moment we've been waiting for, and it does not disappoint. First, let's talk about love at first sight. Romeo and Juliet fall for each other instantly, and the shared sonnet they speak together symbolizes that connection. It's elegant, poetic, and full of imagery that elevates their love to something pure and spiritual. It's almost divine. But there's a catch. Their love is already tangled in the feud. Juliet learns Romeo's last name and immediately says, "My only love sprung from my only hate." Shakespeare gives us beauty and heartbreak all at once. It's romantic and it's tragic. Then we've got fate. Romeo's earlier fears. Remember that line about some consequence yet hanging in the stars? Well, it starts to take shape here. Their love feels magical, but it's already doomed. Just like the sonnet they share, this moment is perfect, but tightly bound in the structure of tragedy. Finally, this scene gives us an insight into character growth. Romeo may seem like the bold one, but it's actually Juliet who takes control of the second kiss. She's clever, she's calm, and she's quietly powerful. When she says, "You kiss by the book," it might be a compliment, or it might be a little bit of teasing. Is she impressed, or is she calling him out for rehearsed romance? Either way, she's no passive participant. Our first quote: "Did my heart love till now, forswear its sight, for I never saw a true beauty till this night." It's said by Romeo, and it is a rhetorical question, or a hyperbole. Romeo dismisses his feelings for Rosalind in an instant. This is dramatic, impulsive love, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. This, by his voice, should be a Montague, said by Tybalt, as a little bit of foreshadowing which builds the tension. Tybalt's recognition of Romeo plants the seeds of future conflict. His anger simmers here, but will explode later, and Shakespeare is setting us up for it. During the sonnet, we have Romeo saying, "My lips, two blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss." It's an extended metaphor full of religious imagery that turns flirting into something holy. Romeo casts Juliet as a saint, turning their connection into a spiritual experience. It's beautiful and slightly blasphemous, which adds edge to the moment. Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. Juliet plays along with Romeo's metaphor and matches his wit. This is a conversation of equals. She's clever, she's confident, and she's already showing that she won't just fall for pretty words. You kiss by th book. This is said by Juliet, a little bit of irony. Juliet's line can mean that Romeo is a perfect kisser, or that he's a bit too textbook. Either way, it shows she's paying attention. She may be falling in love, but she's not losing her head. And lastly, a beautiful paradox from Juliet. My only love sprung from my only hate. Juliet's heart is now tangled in contradiction: love and hate, beauty and violence, desire and danger. All are fused together in this line. Shakespeare captures the emotional whiplash of realizing your soulmate might just be your enemy. When we're looking at our reflective questions, our first question is: what does the sonnet Romeo and Juliet share reveal about their relationship? As mentioned before, the 14 lines that they speak together form a perfect Shakespearean sonnet. It is a poetic structure traditionally used to express love. This shows not only how deeply connected they are from the start, but how their love fits into a larger pattern. Beautiful, but carefully constructed, just like the form. It makes their first moment feel timeless and fated. So, how does Juliet show both innocence and maturity in the scene? Juliet starts off quiet, but quickly shows confidence and wit. She matches Romeo's religious metaphor and then flips it to take control of that second kiss. She's young, but she's not naive. Her language shows that she's intelligent and emotionally sharp, even in this whirlwind moment. How does this scene build dramatic tension through the feud? Well, Tybalt's anger, Capulet's warnings, and the final name reveals all serve a reminder that this romance is dangerous. Just when everything feels magical, reality crashes in. We're left with joy and dread wrapped into one. The love is real, but the conflict is looming. Well, that is it for episode 5 of A Rose by Any Other Name. Romeo and Juliet have finally met, and their chemistry is undeniable. Their love for passionate, they're poetic, and they're completely doomed. Shakespeare gives us a perfect moment and immediately reminds us that perfection doesn't last. Next time, we'll head into Act 2, where Romeo's obsession deepens, Juliet starts thinking for herself, and a balcony becomes the most iconic scene in theatre history. Until then, speak in sonnets, hold your saints' hands gently, and double check the last name of people before you fall in love. Thank you.